James May just spent over $2 million on a car slower than a bicycle. What's hiding in his garage is even crazier. And wait until you see number 4. Number 15, 1963 Chevrolet Corvette split window. Let's start with something loud, rare, and very American. James May bought a 1963 Corvette split window with the ultra-rare Z06 package. Only 199 of these were ever built, and May somehow found one sitting in a Montana barn like it had been forgotten by time. The kicker? Inside the trunk, he discovered an original dealer training film on how to sell the Corvette back in the 60s. This car isn't just old, it's basically a rolling museum. James loves this one, not because it's reliable, because it isn't, but because it's original. May says driving it is like steering a wild animal with a hangover. But in his world, originality beats comfort every time. And this beast, it's the real deal. Number 14, 1970 Plymouth Hemi-Cuda convertible. This one's muscle, mystery, and madness all in one. One of only 14 ever built, and only 4 came with a manual transmission. James has one. He tracked it down after hearing whispers of a barn found deep in the American Midwest. When he finally opened the doors, he found more than a car. There were old bourbon bottles, secret maintenance logs, and a handwritten note from the original owner warning, "She bites." May didn't just restore the car, he restored its attitude. To get the original paint color, he literally hunted down the now 90-year-old paint mixer who made the original batch. When May says he's obsessed with authenticity, he means it. This isn't a car, it's an American legend brought back to life by a British madman. Number 13, 1979 Porsche Carrera GT3. Now we're immersing ourselves in German accuracy. This GT3 is among just 20 models with right-hand drive in the UK. However, May's edition is not only uncommon, it is also significant. It served as a development vehicle by Porsche itself. The original factory break-in instructions were still taped underneath the dashboard. When May purchased it, he didn't merely take it to any garage. He located the original Porsche development team that worked on it during the 70s. A retired engineer who now tends to his garden in Bavaria traveled to personally evaluate the restoration. That's the extent of May's depth. This vehicle is quick, stunning, and rich in history. It's more than a Porsche. It embodies Porsche's essence in motion. Number 12, 1963 Ferrari 250 GTE. James May purchased this Ferrari to settle a dispute with Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson claimed May wouldn't have the courage to purchase anything extravagant. May replied by purchasing a Ferrari. Naturally, he chose the most eccentric option, the 250 GTE, Ferrari's inaugural production vehicle featuring air conditioning. His particular model was a prototype vehicle filled with scrawled messages from Ferrari engineers in the glove compartment. May discovered a 400-page history file in the boot and individually organized each document in chronological order, because, naturally, he did. It's neither the quickest Ferrari nor the most thunderous. However, in James May's control, it has transformed into a mobile repository of Italian creativity and British tenacity. Number 11, 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. One word: overkill. The Boss 429 wasn't made to be practical. It was made to crush NASCAR. May's version still has the original NASCAR-tuned engine, and he found it baking in the Arizona desert. When he popped the trunk, he found engineering notes scribbled on the underside of the lid in pencil. That's how original it is. May calls this his testosterone capsule because it's loud, aggressive, and tries to kill you every time you shift into second. But even though it guzzles fuel like a jet engine and turns like a boat, he loves it. For May, this car represents peak American excess, and he finds that oddly charming. Number 10, 1959 Bentley S2 Continental. Now we're moving from chaos to class. The 1959 Bentley S2 Continental is pure aristocracy on wheels. Only 388 were ever made, and May's version belonged to a retired British diplomat. The car's interior is so luxurious that it features 17 different kinds of wood and enough leather to make a sofa jealous. But the real secret? During restoration, May discovered the car had been part of a quiet test program for an experimental aluminum radiator system. Hidden behind the glove box were notes from Bentley's engineers, testing how the car handled heat during long-distance drives. It's like finding out your Rolls-Royce was once a spy. Naturally, May keeps it polished, perfect, and entirely impractical. Number 9, 1963 Studebaker Avanti R2. This one is weird, and May adores weird. The Avanti R2 was peculiar already, but this variant is one of only 46 featuring a supercharged engine and a manual transmission. The true surprise? It was discovered in a government establishment in Nevada containing classified missile papers within a sealed envelope. Seriously, it appears the vehicle was utilized by a test engineer at a nearby military facility. May retained all the original paperwork and even possesses the Bonneville Salt Flats timing slips that confirm it once reached 170 miles per hour. He refers to it as the Cold War Cruiser, and indeed, he continues to use it for trips to the grocery store because, naturally, he does. Number 8. 1985 Ferrari 308 GTB-QV. This could be among the final Ferraris that appeared speedy even when stationary. James May's 1985 308 GTB-QV is among the last carbureted versions, and it comes with a tail that is as exact as it is strange. Initially possessed by a Swiss banker who stored the car in a climate-controlled vault. Indeed, a vault. This Ferrari included factory test documents, shipping invoices, and a note apologizing for the badge being slightly misaligned. May was infatuated. He authored a comprehensive article on the significance of documentation over refinement. He refers to the 308 as the paper trail Ferrari. Each nut and bolt has a tale to tell, and May's aim was to maintain that tale, rather than merely fix the car. It continues to have the scent of 1985 indoors, and May wouldn't desire it differently. Number 7. 1977 Triumph Dolomite Sprint. The majority of individuals wouldn't glance again at a Dolomite. However, what about James May? He located the real development prototype employed for testing in the late 70s. The vehicle featured rally pace notes stashed behind the seat, worn sticky notes from Triumph engineers on the dashboard, and an ashtray still containing old cigarette butts. The strange aspect? May declined to amend its flaws. He retained the experimental components, the rattles, and even the strange odor. For what reason? Due to its narrative. He claims that over-restoring it would eliminate its essence. For May, it's not about enhancing the car, it's about staying true. Number 6. 1969 Lamborghini Espada. The 1969 Espada from May is among only 176 Series 1 models, and it was previously owned by an Italian philosophy lecturer who composed his thesis while seated in the passenger seat. No kidding. The original thesis document remained in the glove compartment when May discovered it. The vehicle was also utilized to evaluate Lamborghini's inaugural air conditioning system, which failed dramatically. May carefully restored it, even enlisting Italian experts to maintain the unusual characteristics. He refers to it as a fast brown lounge on wheels, and oddly enough, it functions. Number 5. 1973 Alfa Romeo GTV 2000. This is more than a car, it's a story in motion. May's GTV 2000 is a unique European spec variant featuring a high compression engine and more character than a soap opera ensemble. It was formerly owned by an orchestra director who utilized the boot for keeping sheet music. May discovered original musical scores in the spare tire compartment. The vehicle frequently malfunctions, the electronics act up, and the windows function only on Tuesdays, yet May wouldn't exchange it for anything. For him, the GTV represents a situation where enthusiasm surpasses reason. To be truthful, he values that. Number 4. 1968 Ford GT40 Mk3. Here it is, the one we've been hinting at from the beginning, the 1968 Ford GT40 Mk3. So uncommon, even Ford overlooked that they manufactured it. James May's edition was stored in a warehouse, incorrectly tagged as a copy. The truth emerged only when a historian identified the chassis number. It was an authentic Mk3 prototype. May personally flew to Detroit to confirm it. Inside, he discovered handwritten memos from the initial design group and a picture of the vehicle next to Henry Ford II. The renovation expenses amounted to millions and required more than 4 years. May describes this car as not only uncommon, but also a glitch in the matrix. It could be the last remaining with its original paint, enigmatic, ancient, and completely insane. Number 3. 1963 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 3. This is the height of absurdity and luxury. The Silver Cloud 3 was already luxury on wheels. But May's vehicle? It contains a surprise. It was previously owned by a European monarch whose identity remains undisclosed. The logbook solely includes initials. The interior boasts personalized stitching, concealed storage spaces, and, believe it or not, a cocktail cabinet that unfolds from beneath the seat. May discovered it at a private auction and outbid 3 collectors to acquire it. He refers to it as the ultimate spy rolls. He still hasn't disclosed the identity of the original owner. Perhaps he's unaware, or perhaps he simply enjoys the enigma. Number 2. 1957 BMW 507. This is the one that makes May feel emotional. The 1957 BMW 507 is often considered one of the most stunning cars ever produced. Elvis owned one. Fred Astaire did as well. However, what about May's version? He purchased it after a close friend died, leaving behind a picture of the specific model. He dedicated years to locating the vehicle, perfecting its restoration, and now stores the picture in the glove compartment. It might not be the quickest vehicle in his collection, but its significance is the greatest. May refers to it as a vehicle that restores your humanity. Its sophistication, emotion, and fixation, all encased in chrome. Number 1. 1967 Ferrari 330 GTC. This is it, the crown jewel. The 1967 Ferrari 330 GTC. Rare, mysterious, and completely over the top. May bought it after discovering a letter from Enzo Ferrari himself that mentioned a special customer build. That letter led him to a quiet barn in northern Italy where this exact car was found under a dusty tarp. The car had features not seen on any other GTC, custom gauges, a unique color mix, and an engine slightly tweaked beyond spec. Experts argue about whether it was a prototype or a one-off gift. May doesn't care. To him, it's the perfect mix of power, grace, and mystery. He calls it the Mona Lisa of motoring. And honestly, he's not wrong. So, is this really the full collection? Or is there still something hidden behind locked doors? Maybe a prototype so rare that even May forgot about it. What do you think James May is hiding next? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like if you're still in awe, share with someone who needs to see this madness, and don't forget to subscribe for more car obsession at its finest.